Welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from Chesterton High School, as the Region Sports Network features Indiana High School boys basketball as the Merrillville Pirates visit the Chesterton Trojans. I'm Andrew Miles. I have the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast, and this is a Dual Athletic Conference matchup between these two clubs, and we'll paint the picture for how their seasons have gone sort of similar. For the Merrillville Pirates and the Chesterton Trojans, they lost a lot of star players heading into this year. For the Merrillville Pirates, they lost Keyshawn Mitchell, Preston Saya, and Jaden Williams. They were the top three scorers of last year's 17-8 team, and those three accounted for 52% of the scoring for last year. So they've moved on, went on to college, and this Merrillville team has started off 3-7, and they lost their first conference game of the year against Portage. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak, but they've played some tough teams like Kokomo, Portage, and South Bend, Washington. So that 3-7 record might be a little deceiving to how good this Merrillville Pirates team is, and they're led by a freshman guard named Charles Hardiman. He is averaging just under 20 points per game. Against Kokomo, he dropped 23 points on 8 of 20 shooting, also grabbing 5 rebounds and 3 assists. So he could be the next Merrillville Pirate to join that 1,000-point club in the future. And for the Chesterton Trojans, they lost Tyler Parrish and Justin Sims. And for Tyler Parrish, his Indiana All-Star jersey hangs above the scoreboard to our right here in Chesterton's gym. He went on to go to U of Indy, and Justin Sims is at Southeastern Community College in Iowa. And for them, they've gotten a major upgrade from T.J. Ray, who is a sophomore. Last year, he was more of a swing man, but this year he's been handling point guard duties. And in the most recent game was a win for Chesterton against André to snap a 4-game road losing streak. He had 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists, doing a little bit of everything. And then Logan Picorni, a kid that dealt with injuries his freshman and sophomore year, a back injury and a finger injury where he missed 8 games. He's averaging 17.2 points. And this year, had pneumonia and the flu, and then came back and had a strong weekend tournament for the Trojans. And he's been so impressive that he's been compared to Boston Celtics' own forward, Jason Tatum, in terms of how he plays the game with his shooting ability and his size. And because Jason Tatum had gone off to a slow start in his Boston Celtics career, it all of a sudden exploded. And that's what we've seen from Picorni. He went from averaging 7.2 points last year to 17.2 this season. Chesterton, they're 6-5, and they have one loss in conference play. That was also at the hands of the Portage Indians. So one of these two teams are going to walk away with their first conference win of the year. Still early, but for the Merrillville Pirates, their next conference game is against Crown Point, who's favored to win it after their hot start at 8-0. And for Chesterton, their next one will be against LaPorte on the 17th, and they're 9-4, so that could be a tough matchup coming up for them. Both sides are heading back to their respective benches. We have 30 seconds left in pregame, so they'll be going through these starting lineups and the national anthem. So as they do that, we will take a quick break as you're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack & Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strack & Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
And now, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's varsity.
The Saturday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast is 27 degrees, feels like 21, but at least it is not snowing like it was last night when Merrillville and Chesterton girls played one another. So it's been Merrillville versus Chesterton these last few days. And the Merrillville girls won last night's game and also saw an 1,000-point scorer in Kylie Wells. So congratulations to him, and congratulations to Merrillville on getting a crucial win against the Trojans on the road as the Pirates are being announced first. Their starting lineup will look like this. Aiden DeLosa, the senior guard, will be paired up with Charles Hardiman. Josiah Jones, a 6'5 forward, which a lot of colleges have been looking at him. He is tall, he's lengthy, and he can score from all three levels. He has been mightily impressive for the Pirates this year. And then joining them is Roderick Durant-Jones, a junior guard listed at 6'2" and had 6 points against Hanover Central. Now it's time to hear the starting lineup for the Chesterton Trojans, led by Mark Urban, his 9th season after coming over from Lake Central as the girls basketball coach. Led them to a couple of DAC titles and sectional championships. They called it the Gold Rush era. And as we said, they lost 2 of their main leaders in that, in Parrish and Sims. But they've seen some other players step up and try to start a new Gold Rush era in Chesterton. Tobias Ray and Logan Porcorny and Jalen Watts have been announced. Jalen Watts, a jack-of-all-trades sort of player. Rob Zarnecki, a 6'1" small forward. He'll be going to the University of Kentucky to play baseball, and a 6'7" power forward in Caden Schneider. The players have been announced. The referees are getting into position. The cheerleaders are heading off the court, and we're going to have Hoosier basketball here on the Region Sports Network. Happy that you are joining us here tonight. And don't forget to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports Nation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers, presented by NECA, IBEW, Powering Indiana of Lake County. Powering Indiana, the region's most trusted electricians. Doing the jumping is Josiah Jones and Caden Schneider. 2 mammoths in the center of the court at the moment, as Urban and Patton, Bo Patton, the head coach of Merrillville, are directing traffic. They got their players into position, and the ball is up, and we are on our way. Merrillville wins it as Josiah Jones is able to defeat Schneider, and Merrillville will start with the ball. The arrow will go towards Chesterton. We said this Merrillville Pirates team being led by number 14. That is a name to highlight. Shooting 46% this year and 36% from behind the arc, and Hardiman, who currently has the ball. He hands it off in the corner. Some tough defense from Chesterton. That's Mark Urban's calling call as he's joined Chesterton. Play tough defense, and on the other side of the floor on offense, spread the floor and shoot some threes, and Merrillville is trying to crack the case against this Chesterton defense. Urban leads 4-1 against Bo Patton since Patton took over as the head coach of Merrillville in 2019. Patton's lone win was last season. Getting down low, his shot goes over. Good defense there from Schneider, using his long reach to force a bad miss from Jones. Now it's Chesterton's turn. Here's a 3 on its way, and it's off. Schneider battling for the rebound. Bodies in the floor. It's gained by Zarnecki. Kick it back out to TJ Ray, the point guard of this club. Leading the team in assists, just under 4 assists per game. Schneider hand off to Watts. Watts averaging 11.6 points. And ball poked away, and it's stolen by Durant Hicks. Merrillville's got a tough defense of their own. They're active, and they want to take away the basketball in any instance they can to get out to an open floor. Here's a shot from the right wing, and it is off. Rebound gathered in by Durant Hicks. A bit of a long one as he gathered in by the free throw line. DeLosa. Back to Durant Hicks, who got the rebound to keep this possession alive for Merrillville. DeLosa with a pass, and TJ Ray was there to break it up. 2 minutes in, and both teams feeling each other out offensively. This is just Chesterton's second possession thus far. TJ Ray going to the left hand. No look pass to the corner. Watts with a head fake going down, and that shot's not going to count. It's going to foul on the ground by Hardiman. No correction, DeLosa.
His first, the team's first of the quarter.
Reaching in and hitting Watts. Watts was a jack-of-all-trades player last year. He played defense. He could facilitate, rebound. But this year, they've asked him to score a little bit more, and he has responded. Averaging double-digit in the point category. Ray handles the ball, spin move as he gets into lane, into the corner for Anecki with a three, and it's long. One of the better three-point shooters you're going to find in the region. Pokorny, 38% three-point shooter, and he's missed his first 2 attempts. Long mid-range jumper, and DeLosa comes up empty. Chesterton clears the rebound. Ray, Pokorny, wait for him to get going. Ray spinning around. Don't want to take his eye off of Hardiman, though, as he was looking to his head coach, who's positioned far away from him, to get the call offensively. Great communication by Merrillville's defense on the screen, and they're able to switch. DeLosa, TJ Ray from way downtown, and TJ Ray from the Indiana cutout, a good few feet away from the three-point line, starts the scoring today. They came after 3 minutes of play. 3-0 Chesterton. Chesterton loves to shoot the three ball, and they're really good at it. Their percentage is 34% this year. Durant Hicks into lane. He gets hit, and the ball goes in. He's going to the line for a traditional three-point play. Roderick Durant Hicks, a strong take. Went down the baseline, got bumped. He's looking to even this game out after TJ Ray knocked down a three. Hicks a 47% free throw shooter so far this campaign. And hit off the back rim. And for a moment there, Merrillville was battling for the basketball, but Schneider was able to inbound it into TJ Ray. Chesterton been 2-0 at home, but they haven't played at home for quite some time since they had defeated Washington Township. That was in the early parts of December. That was on the 13th. Missed layup there from Jalen Watts. Merrillville bringing it down the floor, trying to get into a fast break. But Chesterton, they're ready for it. They have about 4 or 5 white jerseys already back to slow down the Merrillville transition. And a turnover. Watts forces the turnover on Durant Hicks. As Durant Hicks fumbled the ball and rolled out of bounds. Robert Williams coming in. And Malachi Ransom. Football bench players coming in with 3:53 to go in the first quarter. TJ Ray bringing up the ball. He's the only Chesterton Trojan to score. An aggressive attempt there from Durant Hicks to rip that ball away from Ransom, but Ransom was able to gather it in. Ransom going with his left hand, stops, pivots, and gives it to Anecki. Pokorny with the left. He cuts a couple of Merrillville defenders and finishes with the left hand. Nice move by Pokorny. He can score from all 3 levels. He hit the 3 ball, and he was able to split 3 different Merrillville defenders to get to the cup for 2. 3-point lead for Chesterton. Merrillville has been struggling offensively, and there's a poke away from Pokorny, who went with a screen, and what a take by Ransom! He gets hit hard. It didn't matter, and he's going to go set up at the stripe. So Ransom immediately coming off the bench and leaving an impact. Getting the steal, getting out, a 2-on-1, taking it himself. And the foul will go on Durant Hicks. And Ransom converts the play. 70% free throw shooter. That will go up 8-2 5-0 run for Chesterton in the last couple of possessions. DeLosa doing a lot of dribbling, waiting for the play to develop. He gets it to Hardiman. Hardiman crossover, going down the lane. A wild shot and really good defense by Chesterton with the help to get over there. And now Ransom going down the floor, pushes off, and he's going to have an offensive foul put next to his name in the books. That's the second foul on Chesterton. 2:50 to go in an 8-2 game. Chesterton leading. Calvion Brown is out here, and he's going to bring it up. He's substituted in. Hardiman here on the wing. Now to Josiah Jones. Trying to look like they're set up a back screen for DeLosa, but nothing there. Here's a shot from Durant Hicks. He's the only Pirate to score. He gets offensive rebound, and then it was hit away by Williams. So Merrillville's going to have an inbound play from underneath the basket with 2.5 minutes to go. You're watching the Region Sports Network. Andrew Mild here at Chesterton High School. Both teams just playing their second conference game of the year. The conference schedule is going to ramp up for both sides here in January. Hardiman gets a screen. Hardiman with the floater, and he buries it. Joining Durant Hicks, the only Pirates to score thus far in the game. It's an 8-4 game. That breaks a 5-0 run by Chesterton. Ransom with a nice cut, but the pass got away from him. They had the look, because Ransom did a good job cutting to the basket. The pass was just slightly off, and Schneider sprung off the bench, and Williams is going to come out. 6'7" for 6'7". Must be a luxury for Coach Urban to have two tall towers. Two minutes to go. DeLosa directing traffic. Brown about taking the three. He's getting guarded by Zarnecki. Hardiman just scored on the last possession for Merrillville. He has it. Hands off to Brown. Now to Durant Hicks. They're just swinging it around. Brown going to bring it back out. Hardiman's going to chuck one up, and Hardiman buries it. He had 6 20-point games this year, and he has that catch-and-shoot ability. And you saw it right there. He caught the ball a good few feet from the three-point line, put it up, and put it down. Not too many freshmen in this area going to have the skills that Hardiman has already. He's passing over 150 points in his high school career. He's only just a couple of months in. Coach Urban telling his team to move. It's been a while since Chesterton's been able to score, as Merrillville has gone on a 5-0 run themselves. DeLosa steals it away from Ray. DeLosa brings it down. Hardiman, he scored the last 5 points. He hit a floater and then a deep three from the left wing in the last possession. Picks up his dribble. Now gets it to Durant Hicks. Merrillville has been stringing some passes along. Just led to some open shots. DeLosa with a spin move from the wing, and they're going to call a foul underneath on Ray. So Ray had the ball poked away from DeLosa and then fouls him. And now Coach Patton, a Merrillville graduate himself, is going to check out Calvion Brown and replace him with Jalen McAllister, a 6'2" senior guard. He's averaging 2.7 points per game. Hardiman in the corner, trying to get into the paint, trying to create separation, and another foul call. And that's the last foul to give for Chesterton, as that's their fourth. And that foul goes on to Ransom. And they're going to send Hardiman to the line. 73% free throw shooter this year. He just jumps off the page for Merrillville. First one rolls out. The last 5 games, averaging just under 22 points. And he's 6'3" as a freshman. Doesn't mean he's not stopped growing yet. Maybe he gets a little bit taller, a little bit lengthier. You got to know that college coaches around the state have to be keeping Hardiman on their radar to see how his high school career plays out. He does go empty at the stripe, though, and as Chesterton set up their offense, the checked in Jalen McAllister with a reach-in foul. The third foul on Merrillville. Now Brown in. And a quick substitution for Mark Urban and the Chesterton Trojans as McCorney has rechecked in. TJ Ray has 3 points. He had 3 that's off the scoring tonight. He got called for a foul and turned the ball over, as recently he's trying to make up for that. And he almost got the ball stolen away from him again. It was a bad pass trying to get to McCorney, and it was poked away by DeLosa for a moment. Looks like Chesterton's going to hold it for the final shot of this very exciting first quarter. Here's a 3 for Zarnecki, and it's too long. Shot up from Watts, and not sure if it would have counted even if it went in. But for Chesterton and Merrillville, it was all about stout defense in the first quarter, and that's why we have an 8-7 game. We'll be right back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Can't wait for summer, but you're ready to heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
We are back live here on the Region Sports Network. Andrew Mile from Chesterton High School. We have a 1-point game after 1 quarter of play. In the opening period, the Chesterton Trojans and the Merrillville Pirates really played up to expectations. As you looked at the stats, both teams have good defenses, and even though they have records that you're not really used to, Chesterton really been running the region for the last couple of years. They're 6-5, and Merrillville 3-7. They have quality losses against some pretty tough teams. And right now, both teams would love to walk away with their first conference win of the year. It might come down to the final possession if that first quarter is any indicator for how the rest of the 3 quarters are going to go. Foul underneath the basket. And they're going to get Hardiman for holding on to Caden Schneider in the paint. Bit of a mismatch there. Hardiman, you know, he's a tall 6'3". Schneider's 6'7". He's a physical specimen. It's going to lead to Chesterton having the inbound from down low. The first foul already of the second quarter. McCorney went to the post, turned around, went for the shot, and it's no good. And another foul on Merrillville. This time it's on Jalen McAllister. So his second already. He didn't start the game today. He came in for Calvion Brown, and quick fouls for the 6'2" senior. Ball down low. Great power dribble, and then going up. And Gunnar Ello gets 2 points after he enters the game for the first time. 10-7 the score. Here's the attack out. One more pass. Nice move. Hardiman was cut off by McCorney. It looked like Hardiman was going to take a 3. Brown spinning. It's a tough shot, and it won't go. TJ Ray was about to dribble, but saw that DeLosa was there. DeLosa takes a lot of pride in his stealing ability and his passing ability. He's a traditional point guard in a sense. He can shoot, he can steal, and he can facilitate, leading the team in assists and averaging just under 2 steals a game. Gonzalez in the corner. Transfer over here to Chesterton. And Ray gets hit, and DeLosa cannot believe it. Eyes wide open while looking at his bench. Can't believe that the referee got him on a reach-in call. And that's his second. And is DeLosa going to come out? He is. He'll come out, and Josiah Jones will head in. Bit of a bigger lineup right now for Merrillville. Everyone out on the floor is over 6 feet tall for the Pirates. McCorney listed as 6'4" shooting guard, a junior. done a good job stepping up. And as a Chesterton fan, you had to know that was coming and ask yourself which player was going to be the next star. And Corny and Ray have certainly fit the billing after losing 2 star players last year, 2 DAC all-conference players, and a foul as Gunnar was battling for the loose ball, and Gonzalez is going to hit the bench. Jalen Watts back in. Watts started the game. Been playing solid defense thus far, so waiting for him to go offensively. Good crowds on hand on this chilly Saturday night in Chesterton. The amount of purple behind us here on the Region Sports Network, and you see a lot of burgundy and gold on the other side. You're going to say that Hardiman stepped on the line. He's out of bounds, and Hardiman with the turnover. Don't think the freshman has come out just yet, but he's young, so you can imagine he can withstand the amount of minutes that coach is going to ask him to play tonight to try and get this win against the Trojans while on the road. It could be a huge win in terms of momentum for Merrillville going forward the next couple of games against Lowell and Crown Point. Ray was open in the corner, probably would have shot if he got a good pass, but he had to gather it in. Watts with a head of steam, and Watts with the right hand got to the cup from point blank range and gets 2 points. He's on the board, 12-7 Chesterton. How does Merrillville respond? Kelvion Brown to Jones to Hardiman with a skip pass to the other side to McAllister, gathering it in. He's on the wing. Got the triple threat position, and Coach Patton's trying to call a timeout, but the referee could not hear him. He might have used all of his timeouts by many times as he said it to finally get a timeout from the referee. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we will stay here. It's a 12-7 game. Chesterton leading. Coach Patton, who just celebrated his birthday last week, is 58 and 68 as the head coach of the Merrillville Pirates. Led him to a sectional title his first year and had his first winning season last year. And he's got a young group this year. Mentioned he got some juniors and a freshman, a couple of seniors still out there. But a lot of those seniors were on the bench behind other players that have since moved on. So it almost feels like an entirely new group for the Pirates. He's got them at 3-7. They're trying to navigate against some tough losses they had. Trying to get a win back up in the column after 3 straight losses. So after the 30-second timeout, Merrillville inbounded from down low. Same lineup they had before the timeout, and the catch and shoot left short by DeLosa, and are off in the rebound by Brown. Brown yelling something to McAllister, not sure what it is. Waving out DeLosa, and it looks like he was frustrated again. Here's a strong take going up, and the referee is going to call a travel on McAllister. McAllister went in like a bull in a china shop, but took too many steps. I wouldn't say it's sloppy play on offense from either side. I think it's truly a representation of just how good these defenses are. Here's Watts again, and he left it short that time. Watts hit a layup last possession, couldn't hit that one. Spin move in the paint. Here's the shot, and a friendly roll for Kelvion Brown. Averaging 9 points, he leads the team in rebounds this year. 6'4", and he looks strong as an ox. Here's a 3 on the way, and Picorni misses it. Merrillville has an opportunity to tie the game right here. Duran Hicks with a bad pass poked away by Picorni. Duran Hicks regathers it, and from right underneath the basket, he tickles the twine. It's a 1-point game once again. Back and forth we go between the Pirates and the Trojans. 2 teams with a lot of star power and 2 experienced head coaches pulling out all the stops in just their second conference game of this 2024-2025 season. Hello with the handoff to Watts. Watts way behind the 3-point line. Now it's Coach Mark Urban's turn to burn a timeout as Watts was in a bad position and no one came to help. Is this a 30 or a full? And it's a 30. So we will stay here. 3:41 to go And don't forget, the Region Sports Network has a doubleheader going on tonight. Not just this game between the Pirates and the Trojans. Also have a game at East Chicago Central. It should be a really good one between the Portage Indians and the East Chicago Central Cardinals. Portage has defeated both of these teams. They've started off red hot this year. And, of course, East Chicago Central is led by their dominant scorer in Dominique Murphy, who's trying to chase down E'Twan Moore for the East Chicago Central all-time scoring record. We've seen both coaches now take timeouts, with their offense having a hard time getting going. Coach Patton called a timeout, and it led to 2 points. So Coach Urban, he had to take a timeout as Watts was between a rock and a hard place. He was over by the half-court line, and he was being guarded ever so tightly. He had a defender in his grill, and he had nowhere to go. So Coach Urban, instead of his team turning the ball over and maybe leading to an easy transition bucket for Merrillville, deciding to burn one of those timeouts. Watts in the corner. He's going to try his luck, and it's too long, and a foul on Elo. Almost instantly, that referee called it as he pushed back. That was his second foul, and Chesterton's second in this second quarter, as Merrillville did get to the bonus in that first quarter. But unfortunately for the Pirates, Hardiman did not convert on either of those free throws. Pass down low, and a new checked-in player, that's Caden Wilborn, and he gets 2 points. And for the first time tonight, the Merrillville Pirates lead the Trojans. It's 13-12. For Chesterton, it's been a long time since they've been able to score. TJ Ray having a hard time navigating his way around DeLosa. DeLosa has been giving him fits. Good defender, moves laterally. Aggressive take, TJ Ray loses it while falling down by the elbow, and a foul on Watts. A string of events for Chesterton not going their way. TJ Ray received the pass after DeLosa tried to jump into the passing lane, and for a moment had the numbers, and he slipped over his own feet, and then Watts with the foul, his first, and the last foul to give for the Trojans. Hardiman back into the game. DeLosa, crossover, three-point ball, and it goes in and out, and then Merrillville with a loose ball foul on Caden Wilbon, the senior forward.
His first, and the team's fourth.
That's the fourth foul on Merrillville. Last foul to give. Coach Patton sending up DeLosa, make things harder on TJ Ray. We've seen Chesterton shoot a couple of threes, but because of Merrillville's perimeter defense, haven't really shot too many of them. What a block by Brown! How do you like me now? Erasing the shot from Logan Picorni. And this Merrillville defense has been ever so impressive in this first half, and with 2:12 to go, Merrillville will look to get at least another defensive stop and maybe extend their lead. They lead by 1. Chesterton led the entire way after TJ Ray hit a 3 from the Indiana cutout on that right wing. McCorney, nice head fake. Got Hardman up in the air, went around him, and then Merrillville was able to recover and force him to move the ball. Malachi Ransom out there. He scored earlier. Almost traveled, but able to keep that pivot foot. Now to TJ Ray. Merrillville is forcing Chesterton to play at the volleyball line. Here's a 3 from Ransom. It's off. And Zarnecki was able to keep the ball alive. Watts on the wing. Back out. Picorni going with the left hand. And he gets around 3 Merrillville defenders and can't hit the layup. A sigh of relief for the fans of the purple. The Merrillville Pirates with their signature colors on their uniforms today. Purple and the black. Hardiman runs into a double team, loses the ball. Brown able to get there, and there's a steal from Ransom. They have numbers. Ray is out in front. TJ Ray with the right hand, and Chesterton has the lead back. Great defense leading to a transition offense. We have another lead change these last couple of minutes of the first half, and what a cut McAllister saw that the lane was wide open. He went for a stroll, received a beautiful pass from Brown, and gets 2 more points. Another lead change. That's the third in this second half, or the second quarter, correction. Corney on the wing, standing on the block letters that say Chesterton. Coach Urban wanted his team to get going. There's 33 seconds left in the second quarter. Both teams head to the locker rooms after this. We have a lot to talk about. TJ Ray trying to create separation as DeLosa is there, moving laterally and following TJ Ray wherever he goes. McCorney back to Ray. It's a 2-man game. 15 seconds. This looks like it could be the final shot of the first half. Chesterton does not want to give Merrillville the ball back. They're trailing by 1. Zarnecki tries to set a screen, gets to the corner. Watts trying his luck. Jalen Watts knocks it down. And that will conclude the first half. Patience pays off for Chesterton as Jalen Watts hits a big shot and the one more lead change. How about that to close out the second quarter? We will step aside, and when we come back, we have the Commissioner's Corner as an interview with the Indiana State Commissioner. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, welcome back. Happy New Year. I hope your holidays went well.
Coach, had a great holiday break, Christmas and New Year. Got to spend a lot of time, and we've talked about got to spend some time with my grandkids and watch them enjoy Christmas and the holiday season. And I spent a lot of time away from home, and it was good to be back home and enjoy those simpler things for a few weeks.
Well, now that you're back in the office, it's time to play basketball in our state. So it's getting ready to snow this weekend. So I think it's a harbinger of what's to come because we have tournaments coming up. We'll be playing girls basketball state finals before we know it. So why not bring the snow?
You know what? It's going to snow and it's going to rain and the sun will come out and we always figure it out. And, the worst thing that happens is we have to postpone a game or two for a few days while we wait for the weather in Indiana to clear up. Then that's just the way it's going to be. But hopefully the rest of the state can take a little lesson from our friends in the northern half that are used to larger amounts of snow and get this thing cleaned up and get those buses fired up and get them back on the road as quick as we can. But let it snow. We'll enjoy it when it's here.
All right, bad weather notwithstanding, we have an historic weekend coming up. The first girls' state finals competition in the history of the IHSAA, as we mentioned, coming up this weekend on Friday. What a great, great day for female student athletes and families in our state.
Yeah, this has been coming for quite a while. We've been watching, not only nationally, but watching girls wrestling grow in the state of Indiana. And, we had over 1,700 girls wrestling in the state of Indiana last year, and we're well over 2,000 this year. And so this Friday, we're going to have the beginning of the first girls wrestling state championship with the sectional round throughout the state. And just a few short weeks, we'll be at the fairgrounds at the Coliseum, and we'll be celebrating that state championship there.
It's a great venue. I was just there doing an IUPUI basketball game. It's a fantastic venue, and quite frankly, everyone ought to be excited about it. And, I'm to plead ignorance. I did not realize we had 2,000 young ladies competing in this sport. The popularity is unbelievably strong around our state.
We've tried to provide opportunities to meet the kids where their interests are. And, we've done that with girls wrestling now, and we're doing that with boys volleyball this spring, and girls lacrosse is on the horizon. And while it's not an emerging sport yet, we've seen significant growth in one of our favorite sports in Indiana, which is football. Girls like football is continuing to grow in our state.
It's a tremendous opportunity for young ladies. So have fun. Sectionals begin and girls wrestling for the state finals coming up on Friday. Paul, we're back in action this weekend, back in the basketball season for boys and girls. They had great opportunities and were incredibly busy over the holiday season. It just seems to me we continue to have more and more holiday tournament type action around the state.
It does. When we expanded the schedule to 22 games a few years ago, we saw an explosion of holiday tournaments throughout the state, and it's incredible how many games just happened over this break. And, we still have some tournament action going on into the new year now. A lot of conference tournaments don't play until January. But, Coach, one thing I do want to give a shout out to the work that you do on your show on Friday and Saturday night, because it's such a great place for fans to tune in and learn what's going on in the state and follow their team and what the scores are around the state. And, nobody does it better than you and your team as people call into the show. And thank you for doing that, because that's part of what promotes what we do.
I appreciate the kind words, and I certainly appreciate the promotion. This is, again, another one of our weekly conversations with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Paul, I'll look forward to doing this again next week. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers could help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they're the better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
A swiftly played first half is in the books, and the Chesterton Trojans and the Merrillville Pirates went back and forth with several lead changes, but a Jalen Watts 3 close out the first half, and that's how they're leading 17-15. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, Instagram at Region Sports Network, youtube.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com. I'm Andrew Mile. This is the halftime show where we have about 3:25 to go until both teams will be resuming play. But let's tell you a little bit about the first half. And the word that you heard a lot was defense. And because Chesterton and Merrillville both played stifling defense, and you got to give a lot of credit to Aiden DeLosa, the 5'11" point guard for this team, had the responsibility of guarding TJ Ray, who's been the facilitator for this team, and he started the scoring today by hitting a deep three, but DeLosa kept him quiet after that, and TJ Ray had several turnovers and was often just kept quiet in that first half. And for the Chesterton Trojans, they're trying to get Logan Picorni going, as he did hit a layup, but that's been about it for the leading scorer of this club, as Jalen Watts really stepped up and even saw Malachi Ransom, who is a sophomore point guard, even make some crucial plays. He had 14 points in the last game against Andrean, a kid from Chicago, playing the Chicago Public League. So not only is he a good player with a good IQ and makes tough plays, the kid is just outright tough. And that's what we saw on defense, even going down the floor, got bumped and hit an and one. And he made some mistakes later on, but other than that, Malachi Ransom has had a big contribution off the bench. If the Merrillville Pirates want to win this game, they got to start getting Hardiman going, as he's been guarded very tightly. by Logan Picorni, but not only that, we've seen him trying to drive the lane, and next thing you know, you have two more white jerseys joining the fray and forcing him to take some tough shots or him outright losing the ball. And you got to keep that effort on defense. Can't let the effort go away, because if you do, the Chesterton Trojans will spread the floor out and start hitting threes like they've been doing for the last couple of years that led to so many titles and trophies that are just outside of this arena. And for Chesterton, again, it's the same thing for the Merrillville Pirates. Got to get their scorer started in Logan Picorni. And for TJ Ray, got to stop turning the ball over. He had several turnovers. And if he can't facilitate, it could be a long second half for the Chesterton Trojans. We have under a minute to go. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend and enjoying Region Sports Network action, as we've had two doubleheaders the last couple of days. I guess you can call that a quadruple header. The Region Sports Network was in Crown Point yesterday, and here in Chesterton, there was girls basketball and boys basketball for Crown Point. The Bulldogs got the win. They're 8-0, and Merrillville will be seeing them in a week. That will be played at CP. For Chesterton, they have Hobart. But they have correction, they have LaPorte coming up, and they have some time off before that game. That won't be for another 6 days, so long period of rest for Chesterton. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Urban stretched out the minutes tonight for his starters, knowing they're going to get a layoff. The buzzer has sounded, and we will flip sides. Chesterton leading by 2. Merrillville was really finding their stride to close out the first half, and there was an early trap, intercepted. Watts going down. He misses the shot, and there was a foul. Did Watts get hit? I didn't see anything. But the referee saying that Kelvion Brown hit Jalen Watts. Chesterton played it safe to close out that first half, and it led to this young man at the line getting a open corner three and putting it down so Chesterton could head to the locker rooms with some momentum and, of course, the lead. And with Jalen Watts getting that steal right there, they're some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. Check out baclocal4.org to find out how you can join the oldest continuous union in North America. So Chesterton went with a trap, something we didn't see in the first half, and it paid dividends. Jalen Watts went to the line and knocked down both free throws, 19-15. Chesterton hasn't led by this many points in quite some time, and they're going to call a jump ball, and look who it is again. It's Jalen Watts, right in the middle of creating chaos for the Merrillville Pirates on offense. Watts gets a steal, and then he gets the jump ball that gives Chesterton the possession. Catch and shoot. And what a start for the Chesterton Trojans. Jalen Watts with 2 steals, got to the free throw line, looking for Corney from the corner, catches it and knocks it down. 5-0 run for Chesterton to start the second half. And if you want to count that Jalen Watts 3 to close out the first half, it's an 8-0 run since they started trailing 15-14. Hardiman goes up, and it's good. He gets hit. Fancy footwork by the freshman. He's set up just underneath the free throw line. Went for the fake, kept that pivot foot, went forward towards the basket, and the foul goes onto Picorni. And that's exactly what Coach Patton needed after a hot start for Chesterton. Someone to respond, and Hardiman took it on himself to get the bucket, but he did miss 2 free throws earlier on in the game. And he's going to start 0 for 3 at the charity stripe. They're going to need him to knock down those free throws, especially if Merrillville wants to get physical down low on offense. Picorni gets a couple of screens, but good switch over by DeLosa. Watts to TJ Ray. Ray didn't like the look as he's being guarded by Jones, a lengthy forward who was impressing early on in the season. And everyone was talking about Josiah Jones, double J. Picorni into the post, hand off to Watts. Watts runs into Jones. Jones with the contest, and the shot was left short. Tried to get over the long wingspan of Jones, and it didn't pay off. Couple passes. DeLosa's three is on its way. No, offensive rebound. Durant Hicks. Hardiman with a fake in the pass. Watts, and they left the floater to the left. 22-17. Hardiman got the look he wanted. He'll make those shots most of the time, and there is a steal. Great hands by Jones. Brown in the post. Saw he had a mismatch against Ray. A recovery by Schneider, the 6'7" power forward. And he's got Schneider on a foul. Merrillville is relentless on the glass. Saw that in the JV game. Kelvion Brown at 65% at the free throw line this year. And for Merrillville, they vastly want to improve in that, Corey. Just a 61% free throw shooting team overall this season. That's compared to Chesterton's 71%. Watching that Merrillville-Chesterton girls game yesterday, Chesterton left a lot of points on the table at the line, but Brown won't. He goes 2 for 2, and Merrillville is down by 3. TJ Ray running into DeLosa. DeLosa's been attached at the hip with TJ Ray the entire way through here. Picorni gets a catch and shoots, and Logan Picorni knocks down another triple. As we said, coming out of halftime, they need to get him going, and Coach Urban understood that. He's fed him a couple of catch-and-shoot attempts, and he's knocked down both of them. Ball rolls out of bounds, and it could have went either way, but it's going to belong to Merrillville. And here's a couple of substitutions for the Trojans. They're sending in Gunnar Ello and Anthony Gonzalez, and McAllister in for Durant Hicks. McAllister took a lot of the minutes to close out the first half for Durant Hicks. Durant Hicks had a couple of buckets in the first half, but he's going to catch a breather as we've gone through 3 minutes in this third quarter at Chesterton High School. Merrillville and Chesterton traded the lead back and forth. But Chesterton, who led for most of that first half, was able to close out the first half with the lead. And there's a charge called on Hardiman. Logan Picorni has hit a couple of threes, took one to the chest, and that's going to make any head coach very happy when you see your leader take one to the chest, put his body on the line for the betterment of the team. And Chesterton gets a stop on defense. Here comes TJ Ray, and the shot is blocked. Hardiman, who got called for the charge, his second foul of the game, rejects the shot from Ray. 3 on its way. Brown can't knock it down. Had the look, couldn't capitalize, and the rebound pulled down by Schneider, and now Brown got there to look to shut off Ray, and instead it was a blocking foul. Already the third foul on Merrillville. 25-19 lead for Chesterton with 4:24 to go. You're watching the Region Sports Network on this Saturday night where it's chilly outside. It's that time of year. Picorni gets it down low. There's 3 Pirates in the area. Schneider for 3. And not only can he pull down the rebound, he can also knock down some 3-pointers. Caden Schneider. He officially put him in the books as a stretch forward. 33% three-point shooter. He only made 1 all season long. He was 1 for 3. Here's an aggressive take, and somehow, someway, McAllister gets it to spin off the backboard and down in. And they're going to warn the Merrillville Pirates, I believe, for a delay of game. Smacking the ball away after the shot went down. It looks like Coach Bo Patton told his team to be aggressive. Take the ball to the rack and see if Chesterton will foul you, and it's paid off. 28-21. Low-scoring game. Ransom running the offense for Chesterton. Hello. Back to Ransom as Ransom came off a screen. Being guarded by Wilbon, who came into the game. McCorney scored 6 points in this third quarter with a couple of made threes. Gonzalez gets a screen. Schneider just knocked down a three of his own as Chesterton has been living and dying by the three-point ball in this third quarter. Ransom, he has a straightaway look, and it rolls out. Did not have the spin, and Jones pulls down the rebound. And Hardman running down the floor, Ransom reaching in, and looked like Hardman hooked the arm, so the referee had no choice but to call a foul on the sophomore. The third foul on Ransom. Coach Urban not happy with the call. Given the motion, he believes that Hardman got around Ransom by putting his arm around him and pushing off. Hardman. Over to DeLosa. Now they feed McAllister. McAllister goes up, and McAllister, after an aggressive takes, and they go to the line, and they just teed him up. I'm not sure about that one. The foul is going to go on Gonzalez, and then a technical foul on McAllister. McAllister was clapping his hands together, I think sort of in a celebratory, I figured it out, as he'd been attacking and made a layup, then attacked, got fouled, and he was happy with the results he'd been seeing, being aggressive, and now the referees are discussing what's going to happen, and from my understanding, Merrillville should get free throws, and then Chesterton should get free throws, and then Chesterton should get the ball back. And Coach Patton, he is visibly upset, and the referees are having a conversation over to our left by the Merrillville bench. And we're sitting on the Merrillville side of the Chesterton gym, and the Boo Birds are here. So conversation for everybody. Chesterton over to our right, Merrillville to our left. So they're going to send McAllister to the line. So now Coach Patton talking to the referee that called the technical foul on the senior. To kind of recap that play, if you missed it, McAllister, with a strong take down the baseline, went up and he got hit by two Trojans. The call goes on to Anthony Gonzalez. So that's why you see the senior at the line shooting two, but then they'll send the ball to the other side, and Coach Urban will get to decide who shoots the free throws for Chesterton, and then Chesterton will get possession because of the technical foul. Two free throws, both missed. McAllister is a 42% free throw shooter. And now the ball is going to be sent to the other side, going coast to coast. And Coach Urban has decided to go with McCorney, who shoots 75% at the charity stripe. He hits the first one. So some free points here for Chesterton after what some might call a questionable technical on McAllister. And McCorney pulls a cucumber at the line, knocks them both down. That makes it a 9-point game, which is the largest lead for Chesterton. And not only did they get those two free throws, they also get the ball back on the far side at half court. They mounted to Elo, and then TJ Ray, the point guard, then dribbled it up. DeLosa went for the steal, couldn't get it. Elo on the wing. Two big men are up top as Schneider has to help him out after he picked up his dribble. TJ Ray gets it over by the half-court line. Peeling himself off is Wilbon, who has the responsibility of guarding Ray at the moment. Picorni to Ray. Ray with his right hand. Picorni open in the corner. Thought about taking him, but Jones able to recover just in time. Made up some ground, and ball poked away momentarily. Couple of Pirates there. The Pirates have it. Delosa to Hardiman. Hardiman from downtown buries it. The Pirates are motivated now. Their defense leads to a 3 from their star freshman. Schneider on the right wing has to get rid of it as Jones is out there to guard him. Chesterton trying to respond after the 3 from Hardiman. It's a 6-point game. That was a crucial 3 as Merrillville had gone a little bit without scoring. And they've watched Chesterton rain down 3s. Ello had the ball down low. He's creating space. It's rejected. Durant Hicks knocks it away as Merrillville is a couple of blocks down low. Delosa gets into the corner to Wilbon. Hardiman with some fancy footwork, but it's rejected by Schneider. Been a block party. Both teams have been invited the last minute or so. And we have a minute to go in the third quarter. And intercepted, but off the leg of Durant Hicks, he dives, and the ball goes out of bounds. Hicks went to catch the ball, then it hit off his knee. And because of that, the ball rolled a long way, and Hicks tried to recover and dive. You could hear him skirt across the floor, and Chesterton gets a sigh of relief. Jones going to catch a breather. Calvion Brown settles back onto the hardwood for Merrillville. 55.3 seconds left, and Merrillville's going to go with the press. TJ Ray on an island with Delosa. Delosa, one of the better defenders that Merrillville has to offer. He's kept TJ Ray quiet tonight. Ray behind the back. Picorni from downtown. He can't be stopped. Logan Picorni is raining 3s on the Merrillville Pirates in the third quarter. That's his third make in this quarter alone. Stretches it back out to a 9-point advantage for the home team. Durant Hicks picked up his dribble. Brown has it. 23 seconds. Brown against Zarnecki. Trying to get around him, but nowhere to go. Hardiman spinning against Watts. He's on the elbow. Doesn't like where he's at. Back to Brown. Merrillville going to play the patient game here. Here's a 3 from Delosa. It's short. Brown's back the ball away from Zarnecki. There's a man open. Brown doesn't see him. 1 second at the buzzer. No. A 3-point barrage from the Chesterton Trojans in the third quarter extends their lead to a 9-point advantage heading into the fourth. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Andrew Mile here on the Region Sports Network. We are in the final quarter of regulation. Chesterton headed into the halftime locker rooms leading the Pirates by just a slim margin. But because of Picorni knocking down 3 threes, Schneider getting one of his own, the Chesterton Trojans have built it to a 9-point lead of 33-24. Merrillville, hearing the words of their head coach, Patton, yell, "Let's go," trying to motivate him. Durant Hicks, good take, and he's going to go to the line. That's on Gunnar Ello.
That's his third. The team's
And it's third foul. That's going to put Merrillville at the line pretty quickly, as only 18 seconds were ticked off the game clock. Hicks at the line this year is a 47%, but he needs to hit these here to get things going. First one rims out. So both teams approach the third quarter very differently. Coach Patton wanted to see his Pirates get into the paint and score and create havoc. For Chesterton, they're looking to play on the perimeter and shoot threes, and for Merrillville, they have left a lot of points out on that floor tonight as they missed a good amount of free throws. Sort of frustrating if you're Coach Patton. TJ Ray spinning. TJ Ray getting past a couple of Merrillville Pirates. Ransom is out there. 3 starters and 2 bench players for Chesterton out on the floor. Ransom going with his left. That's his strong hand. Pull up mid-range jumper, and he drills it. It's an 11-point lead for Chesterton, their largest of the game. How does Merrillville respond with 7 minutes to go in the game? Hardiman, shot up, shot good, and he's going to the line. That's tough luck for Malachi Ransom as he bumped Hardiman. And look at the body control by the freshman to regain his balance while he's in the air and hit the long floater. So we're just tossed it in from the elbow. Hardiman is 0 for 3 at the line thus far. And he's now 0 for 4. If he hits 4 of those free throws, it's a 5-point game. It's drastically different. Can't stress the importance of hitting your free throws, especially in crunch time, as we're in right now this fourth quarter, and Merrillville's down a couple of possessions. I have to imagine Chesterton's going to be patient on offense. McCorney, good fake. McCorney is going to miss the shot, but it's not going to matter, as Gunnar Ello's being called for another foul, an illegal screen, as he sealed it off. As DeLosa was down there, a bit of a mismatch, but Ello sealed him off to create a lane for McCorney to attack as he was unmanned. And because of the whistle blowing, I would understand why McCorney missed the layup, but it wouldn't have mattered if he made it or not. A turnover, and Ello is off to a rough start in this fourth quarter. Got called for a foul, and now they're called for an offensive foul. 9-point game. Brown to DeLosa, who's not scored in this game. Freshman trying to attack, lost the ball for a moment. That is a bad shot. TJ Ray to McCorney. McCorney with the ball fake. Good pass to Ello. Ello with a shot up. He gets fouled, and Ello's going to the line. And 1 for the sophomore. He got hit and knew he was going to go to the line, so he just threw it up. That ball was up there for a second before it went through the cylinder. And Gunnar Ello making up for the couple of mistakes he's made early on in the stages of this fourth quarter. Shooting 54% at the line is Ello. And he's going to miss it. Brown leaping high into the air to bring that rebound in. 11-point lead once again for Chesterton. Hardiman gets a screen, he pulls up, and a block. No, it's a foul. Is that going to be 3 shots for Charles Hardiman? No, just 2. So I believe Hardiman's foot might have been on the line as he elevated to take that contested shot. And he might have been bailed out on a foul by the junior, Logan McCorney. Hardiman having a hard time at the line tonight, but able to hit the first one. 10-point game now. Deep breath by the freshman. And he hits both. 37-28. If Merrillville can continue to get to the line, it does a couple of things. Lets them get free shots at the hoop, but also it stops the clock. So it does a couple of good things, and it could put a couple of Chesterton's players in foul trouble. Over and back call, and T.J. Ray didn't like the call, and Coach Urban doesn't like the call. And now the Merrillville fans want to attack. What they are pleading is that the ball was loose when T.J. Ray grabbed the ball, and that T.J. Ray's left foot was already over the half-court line, which wouldn't warrant it as a backcourt violation. And now the referees are going to talk about it. This is a crucial call. In a 9-point game with 5.5 minutes to go, if Merrillville gets the ball back, they could get back to the line, hit both free throws, make it a 7-point game, and they're going to reward it to Merrillville. Coach Urban is beside himself. Usually one of the nicer coaches you're going to find in the region, and that's a tough call. And one of those situations where if you saw a replay, you might not be able to decide even then. And now a referee from the far side is coming over and saying, let's go, we got to play some ball. And it doesn't help that Merrillville has to inbound the ball by the Chesterton bench. Coach Urban just saying, let's go. He set his frustrations to the referees. Now we're back to basketball. Under 5.5 minutes to go. Hardiman against Percorny. Ball fake. Floater from underneath, and he hits it. So that questionable call ends out in favor for Merrillville as Hardiman takes it himself and makes it a 7-point game. And here's Hardiman again. He steals it. He's going up with the right hand. Hardiman with a nice layup with the right hand. It's a 5-point game. Coach Urban is going to take a full timeout. That call has led to 4 points for the Pirates, and they are back in it. We will take a break as you're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
We are back here on the Region Sports Network. And right before the full timeout by Coach Urban and the Chesterton Trojans, it was Charles Hardiman getting the steal and running down the floor to get to 2 easy points for the Pirates. And right there are some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4 Indiana/Kentucky. At BAC Local 4 Indiana/Kentucky, you'll develop skills that will last a lifetime. For more info, visit baclocal4.org. Percorny going to the right hand, he's at the elbow, picks up his dribble, gets it Jalen Watts. And a foul call on Hardiman. That's his third. And the second on the Pirates. 5-point game with plenty of time to go. This is a crucial possession for the Chesterton Trojans as Merrillville been able to score in their last couple of possessions. They got to the free throw line, knocked down a couple. And then Hardiman was able to hit a layup and then get a steal and a layup. 4-point swing after a questionable call that Coach Urban, you could see the metaphorical wind blowing out from his ears. And Corney gets down low, great separation, and kisses it off the glass for 2. Stretching it back out to a 7-point game. Coach Orban yelling out to his team, trying to motivate them here in the late stages of tonight's contest here on the Region Sports Network. Hardiman, been a one-man show in this fourth quarter, hands it off. Wilbon gets it to the corner for Jones. Jones for 3, it's an air ball. Airmails it over the hoop, and Chesterton has numbers. McCorney, 3 in transition, no! That could have been a dagger, and bodies hitting the floor. Zernicki pulls down DeLosa. And that's important because that's the 5th foul on Chesterton. So Aiden DeLosa is going to get to go to the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
DeLosa is on 50% at the line this year. These are some big free throws, and the first one is good. Nothing but net as it went down. If he knocks down this next one, it's a 5-point game again. It was close in the second quarter. Chesterton knocked down some crucial threes in the third. And now here in the fourth, Merrillville's trying to climb back in it. And DeLosa goes 2 for 2. Under 4 minutes. Chesterton does not want this game to get away from them. They do not want to lose in front of their home crowd on this Saturday night. McAllister guarding McCorney, and McAllister called for a foul. He got called for a technical in the third. That led to a conversation between the referees and Coach Patton, frustrated. And then it was Coach Urban's turn in this fourth quarter to have his words with the referees. TJ Ray will inbound it by his own bench. It's Zarnecki. And now TJ Ray has been quiet offensively today. He hit a 3 and nothing since. That was the first bucket of the game. He's going up against McAllister. Now McCorney from the half-court stripe against DeLosa, who just hit 2 free throws. McCorney with his right hand. They're just playing keep away. Chesterton does not want Merrillville to get the ball back. Trying to limit the possessions for the Pirates. TJ Ray going with his right. Jones recovering. Jones with the contest. Shot left short. Bound for the rebound. Who wants it? The ball's on the ground. It's 2-on-1, but DeLosa loses it. DeLosa mid-range. Good! 3-point game. It was a scrum for the basketball. DeLosa ended up with it and hit the shot. And Merrillville is within striking distance of the Trojans. McCorney hit 3 threes in the third. Try to set him back up if you're Coach Urban. See if he can knock down a crucial one. Ball on the ground for a moment. TJ Ray regains it. He spins at the bucket. He misses it. Rebound by Schneider. And he puts it back up and in. He brought the Windex. He's cleaned the offensive boards. Jones was wide open, but he lost the ball. He regains it by the line. Here's a pass and a timeout by Patton before the shot by McAllister. It's a full timeout, and with that full timeout, we will step aside for a 30-second break. You're watching Game Night on the Region and the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production, including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
We are back, and at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Crowell Companies, the business professionals. We also have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And then the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by your own Region Sports Network, which you're tuning into on this Saturday night. Merrillville inbounds the ball. They're down by 5. 2 minutes ago, Brown from underneath. He's going to go to the line, as he did get hit going up, and Coach Urban going down into a crouch, as he can't believe that his junior forward, Rob Zarnecki, would foul Brown when there was 2 men guarding him. Brown went 2 for 2 at the line. Now he's 3 for 3. Making it a 4-point game. He hits this next one, and Merrillville's within striking distance again. This is going to be a fun finish. So text your friends, text your family, text your enemy, and let them know what's going on here on the Region Sports Network. We're on the YouTube page and the IHSAA Champions Network. And the second free throw rattles out. 2 minutes to go. TJ Ray against DeLosa. They've been battling it out all night long, and a foul on Wilbon. Little too aggressive, trying to jump the pass to Caden Schneider. Now the last foul to give. Stops the clock at 1:57. Time is running out on the Merrillville Pirates. Do they have it in them to rally back? Schneider's wide open! What a play! There was no one between Schneider and the basket. Big bucket by the junior. Hardiman up and under. No! He gets the rebound. Spins. Shot is blocked by Schneider. And Patton and the Merrillville fans wanted the foul. Here comes the aggressive defense, but TJ Ray goes around traffic, but a miscommunication. The ball ends up in the Chesterton bench. It went past Schneider and Watts. And one of the coaches had to catch the basketball, and a full timeout by Merrillville. 30-second timeout here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Six-point game. You're watching the Region Sports Network. I am Andrew Mile, going solo tonight. But I know for the fans that have been here since the tip-off have enjoyed it as much as I have. Back and forth we have gone. It looked as though in that third quarter, the Chesterton Trojans were going to pull away. But if you're from the region and you know anything about Merrillville Pirates athletics, they do not go away. They leave their blood, sweat, and tears out on that floor, and they have gotten back, and they're down by 6, and they're running out of time. 1:27 up on the board. And that's Hardiman, the freshman, getting it to Brown. Coach Patton had to burn a timeout after Chesterton got an easy layup for Schneider. Here's a 3 from DeLosa on its way. It's off. That would have sunk. That would have been a huge swing for Merrillville. They're going to press Ray. Ray with a crossover. Ray going down the lane. Ball tipped up. He tried to get to Schneider. Durant Hicks gets it. Schneider putting pressure on Hicks. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it will belong to Merrillville. We're under a minute. 2-possession game. What I mean by 2 possessions, that's 2 Merrillville threes. They haven't shot too many of them in the second half. Brown thought about taking a 3. Gets into the mid-range area and hits the shot, and it only makes it a 4-point game. Merrillville not fouling just yet. Picorni going down the court with his left hand, spinning back out, trying to find someone to go to. Merrillville with a double team, and a timeout. Coach Urban called a timeout. McAllister tried to get an offensive foul, and it's a 30-second timeout, so we will stay here. Merrillville and Chesterton in this DAC matchup. Both are 0-1. Both got losses from the Portage Indians, a team to watch out for in the boys division in Northwest Indiana this season. And as both teams are in a timeout, might as well take a look at the East Chicago Portage game to see how that game ended out, as it was a doubleheader. And it looks as though East Chicago will get the win as they continue to have themselves a good season, building off their sectional championship from a year ago. 4-point game with 35.1 seconds. If Merrillville were to start intentionally fouling, Chesterton would immediately get to the line. But they're going for the tough defense. TJ Ray tries to get it in, and a foul called. And Coach Patton not happy. It's a fourth foul on Hardiman as he tried to get around Jalen Watts, the opposing 14. And the referee said he pushed him from the back. Got the explanation right here in front of us. So Watts setting up at the line. These are the biggest free throws of the game, and Watts, no doubt about it, that first one went down pretty easily. Can he go 2 for 2? If he does, it's a 6-point game again. And the second one goes down just as easy as the first. So 2 for 2, trip to the line for Jalen Watts. If you're Merrillville, you're going to start heaving up some threes. And if you're Coach Urban, is going to start sending out the press. Zarnecki and Percorny moved up, and I think that's because they don't want Hardiman to get the ball, as he's been doing a bulk of the scoring in the fourth quarter. You don't have time. You can't get too deep into your offense, and a foul on Schneider. His arm hit the face of McAllister. McAllister's going to go to the line himself, but he missed 2 earlier after he had gotten to the line on a foul from Anthony Gonzalez and then got teed up just moments after. No good from McAllister. And as we said, for Merrillville, a constant frustration in this game has been their inability to hit their shots at the free throw line. 61% as a team this year. Can he at least split him here? And he can't. This would have been a completely different game if Merrillville would have hit more of their free throws. But being a 6-point game, it's going to keep Coach Penn up at night. Because this guy feel like a game that they gave away to Chesterton. An intentional foul by Duran Hicks on TJ Ray. And McAllister is frustrated, lifting up his jersey over his head as he went 0 for 4 at the line at some pretty big parts for Merrillville trying to get back into this game. And if TJ Ray goes 2 for 2, or even hits 1 for that matter, this game will be put into the books for a Chesterton win, and the first one goes down, making it a 7-point game and a 3-possession game all in all. TJ Ray, the standout freshman from a year ago, and the sophomore point guard, has essentially iced this game. Block called as McAllister went with an aggressive take, as Schneider will be pinned with another foul, his 4th. 6.6 seconds left. McAllister just had an empty trip to the line. See if he can change things up right here. Just try to end this game on a high note. He's in his head right now, you can tell. McAllister looked at his bench and sort of shook his head. Free throws seem to be easy, but it's hard when have all those eyes set on you, and of course you're in an opposing gym, and that shot's not going to count. Of course, the one that McAllister knocks down, there's a lane violation on Kelvion Brown. So it won't go into the books, but at least it went down in the basket. Long pass completed to T.J. Ray, and the clock will run out on the Merrillville Pirates. The Chesterton Trojans stave off the comeback from the visiting Pirates on this Saturday night, and they get their second consecutive win. They go to 7-5 and get their first conference win in this 2024-2025 campaign. We will step aside momentarily, and we'll see you on the other side of this commercial break as we'll have the post-game show and hand out some awards for a couple of players that impressed in tonight's game. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information. Fill your virtual cart and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We are back for the post-game show. Andrew Mild here, and hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. And, of course, the game was entertaining. The players showed out and had themselves a mightily impressive game. And talking about those players, we have to hand out some awards, and we'll start off, of course, it wouldn't be a Region Sports Network broadcast unless we handed out the Crown Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crown Companies have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 o'clock in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. And that player of the game is Logan Percorny, who finished out with 15 points. But that third quarter alone, he knocked down 3 threes, and it really gave Chesterton the separation that they needed. They were able to protect that lead in the fourth quarter, and they walk away with a 47-39 win. Next up is the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by the Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And that goes to Charles Hardiman, the standout freshman, scored 18 points, and he was willing his team back in it. And it felt like any time Merrillville needed a big bucket to end a Chesterton run, he answered the call and had some crucial buckets down the stretch. Unfortunately for him and the Pirates, it was just not enough on this Saturday night. And the final award is the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by the Region Sports Network. We're going to give that one to Jalen Watts, as Jalen Watts knocked down a crucial 3 to end the first half. And the reason for that, it really felt like it gave Chesterton the momentum. It gave them the lead after the lead was traded back and forth in the second quarter. And then for Chesterton in that second half, never lost the lead again, just because Jalen Watts had hit that 3 that carried over. And Chesterton goes to 7-5 on the year and 1-1 in conference play. And that's back-to-back wins for them, defeating in Drain on Wednesday and Merrillville here tonight. The Pirates go to 3-8 and 0-2 in conference play. They have now lost 4 in a row and now 2-5 while on the road. some thank yous now to hand out. Of course, we won't be able to do what we do for our fans and for the players without our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, coordinating producer, Zach Miller, that has 2 I's in his last name, and of course, the sports director, Mike Dewan. I want to give out a big thank you to my producer, Zach Zanelli, who listened to me talk for the last 2 days. I know it's not always easy, Zach. And of course, Thomas Marsh doing a great job on camera tonight. A big thank you to the coaches from Merrillville, Anthony Patton, and Chesterton's Mark Urban. The athletic directors from Merrillville, Amy Beckham, and Chesterton, Jeff Hamstra. And of course, our viewers on Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports Network, and IHSAA TV. I have been Andrew Mild. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, as this has been the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.